Hello, my name is Nitzan and welcome to my YouTube channel. I have a thought. I saw today an article how our so-called experts are working in order to sustain one of the world's disease right now. How to make it livable with that. And it wasn't the main news channel online in Israel. And if you don't know anything by now, there is no solution for lifestyle related problems in this place with our so-called experts that are claiming that they know how to heal us, how to treat the symptoms, live with that, normalize our disease. And disease is, the body is not in ease. The body is telling us something. There is the law of cause and effect. And what we believe in determine what we do, determine what we get. So we are in the cause and effect loop. We don't know, we don't have the knowledge, keeping hidden away from us, and then we do something that get us where we are. There is one thing that we need to change, and it will change everything in life. It will determine everything else in life will be better, because there's one thing that we do that make us go down, that is the fall of mankind. That is the reason that we have so much ill behavior and illnesses and ill behavior. There is a reason for it. It's something that we do. And it's not something that we did a long time ago. It's something that we did and still doing nowadays. It's something that we are having so strongly, so integrated into our life that we don't question it. We don't even doubt and think and look around us to try to understand what it is. Most animals, they have all their senses. They have their smell, their sight, they have the critical thinking of what they should do and what they shouldn't do. And we did something that acted out of nature, something that is making us who we are right now and keeping us in this box. And because we don't have those senses, it's harder for us to see that, because we are out of nature. We acted, we did something that is unnatural to ourselves, and we alter ourselves in a way that makes us who we are, that get what we get, that we have all this ill behavior that make people understand and learn how to control certain populations and globalization to keep us sick and disconnected, so we don't get to this knowledge of what we need to do in order to be in heaven. Because when we do the right things, we have no problems. And heaven is a place where we don't have problems within our control. There are problems that are out of sight of our control. If there's lightning strike this house and I die tomorrow, it's out of my control. But what we do every day, 3 times a day, sometimes determine what we get. And we're in denial as humanity to see that, because there is lack of knowledge around that topic, because we have so many references that support that mistake, that act that is not make us lose our senses and be out of nature, out of heaven, out in the place that we are responsible for what we get, and not asking and begging and praying and looking for answers in the outside world, because it's what we do, but we're not aware of it, that it's us that's doing it, still doing it. It's amazing to see how, when I speak with someone about it, how whenever I mention that thing, how they change the subject. They lock down their frontal lobe and they just have to talk about something else to distract you, because they want to keep what they're doing. They don't want to change. People don't like to change. We have some kind of a security mechanism that's called our ego that don't want us to change, because it's hard to change who we are physically. Because it's kind of like rebuilding yourself. The dying of the ego, the dying of old cells and becoming new cells, is the information that's within us needs to change, and it's hard for the ego to maintain that, because it's like the belief that we know has some tables leg to it. It's like a table, and then you question those. You question everything. You have to question everything in life to learn anything in life, because if you don't question anything, you don't learn anything, because you think you already know. When someone thinks you already know what's the answer, why we acted out of nature, why we are sick, he will not be able to learn why we are really sick, because he thinks he already know. And nobody knows almost anything about how our body works. As our body is nothing but a bunch of cells and two main fluid. You cannot argue with that. We have the blood and we have the lymph fluid. The blood is the kitchen, bring the food into the cells. The lymph fluid takes the waste matter and throw it out. When our lymph fluid is overloaded with too much waste matter from what we do, we get sick. And it's our choice to keep doing it, as long as we know that we can do something else and get something else. And look at other people. The guy that stopped smoking, he feels better. He has less chance for heart cancer, for lung cancer. The guy that thinks clearly and meditate all day has more structure in his life and more understanding of himself, and can focus his energy into the right direction. It's what we do. We think that way, we change what we do, and then we get somewhere else in life. We don't get the depression, we don't get the sickness. But it's this one thing that we still do, most of us still do, that takes away it takes away the sixth sense. The one that makes us feel one with everything. The one that makes our intuition, our judgment back. Because you can be between the thought and be more aware of the consciousness, because there is consciousness, thought, action, reaction. And what comes before the consciousness, you can show the 5 stages of spirituality or reality by John Rose. I love this video. It's something that you can really observe yourself and what you do and be proactive instead of reactive, because when you're reacting to a conversation, you're just trying to answer and not listen, you're reactive. And you can observe a person like this by that, by mentioning things that triggers his emotions. So most people are speaking to react. And I noticed that, I learned that, it's hard for me to handle because I'm talking to learn and share knowledge and observe knowledge. And whenever that person is coming with the false knowledge, thinking he has the answer, it's hard to explain to him. It's hard for him to receive new information because his ego is blocking all new information. And I'm just explaining the struggles on this journey of making changes, because there is something that can help us make changes quicker. We can satisfy all our needs and become proactive instead of reactive in this world, because we don't supply all of our needs at this moment because we're still doing something that keeps us sick. So something is wrong. We are not satisfying our needs fully. We look at this humanity. We fight among each other. We have money debt system that supported by nothing. It's such an illusion to think that we live on this abundant planet and we choose to believe in new religion, technology, and science that has only solutions for what we get and not what we do, because they only want you to distract you from what you do. Keep what you're doing, keep your lifestyle, it's all right. You can keep buying those new cars and buying all this twisted, weird food that's gonna damage your calling, and use all these drugs that they give you to become sicker and brings you back as a customer, because there is no empty hospital made for humans. The urge to save humanity is always a false urge to rule it. Forgot who said that. If you know, right down below. It's almost always what we see on the news is a false flag of we're doing it in the name of for helping you, but most of the time it's to control us, to make us believe that there is someone working to solve most of our problems. There is someone there that's gonna be, okay, we know, we have the answer. One day it's coming. No, my friends, we're in denial. If they haven't had it in the last century, this century is gonna be worse. This century is gonna be, it's already hell. If you look outside, someone is controlling your food, someone is controlling where you go and how you go, someone controlling your face and what you think, and basically to change humanity and control it. I saw this video, they said that so perfectly, you need to organize human thoughts. And that's what's happening. Since the internet is coming so quickly, so easy to manipulate human thoughts in a global way, that it's easy to control the masses. And I'm here screaming, change what you do, it will change what you think, and it change what you get, and then you won't believe anything that those people are telling you, and it will be just a story to just, okay, what is next? What is the story that you're gonna tell us next? What is this like problem that you're gonna give us we're gonna give the reaction, fear, help us, give us a solution, give us something to make us healthy, but keep our sick traditions, our sick habits and sick human behavior, and make it normal and more normal and normal and more normal. And when you normalize something like this, you make all of us sick. Because then in the end, the sickest of the sickest of us is going to control us. Because they understand that we are sheep. We don't believe anything on the news nowadays. Just imagine this 60-year-old guy comes back from work, opening the news, reading, oh, there is new research about coffee. It's good for you. Oh, wine. It's amazing for you. It's one girl lived to be 90 drinking one glass of wine every day. Bullshit. This is not how you determine if you're healthy or not. Maybe she was eating fruits and vegetables her whole life and nobody talks about that. It's what you don't know that's matter. It's the knowledge that we don't have that's matter. The knowledge you have is 99% bullshit. And we need to learn how to live. We need to learn how to supply our needs, how to walk, to heal ourselves and be our own doctors and learn our bodies, our own ways, so we don't get sick. Because we get sick because we don't know how to do it. I know how to not get sick because I haven't been sick in the last few years because I haven't been doing this one mistake that most people do, so they get sick. And then they put a name on it and they call it a virus, they call it a flu, they call it whatever disease is. It's just made to, whatever name there is for a symptom, it's just made to make money out of it. ADHD, ADD, it's making money for some doctors. Cancer is making money. And it's not a problem, it's a problem with what we do, because then we won't get it and then we won't have this system that we don't want to use in the first place. And this system is run by our need for it. You see? They create the need, they keep the need, and then the system is becoming its own entity and keep us where we are. And we need to change what we do to not be dependent on that system, so we don't have that system. And then everything will change if we just change one thing. And I'm very inspired to talk about that, because whenever I talk about a subject like that with someone, it's just, you don't get the raw food, cooked food perspective, because you never tried it for yourself. So you don't have the reference. What a lovely way of showing someone by taking a solid food vacation or going on a raw food diet or doing a water fast. There's three ways we can do it. You can eat a raw food diet for a few years and you will see the changes and transformation within you. But there is a faster way. You can take a solid food vacation on nothing about juices and hydrate yourself and your cells and rebuild yourself in a higher level that you're going to see changes so quickly that you will have an aha moment and you'll be like, whoa, I haven't thought about that before. Because you are nothing but too fluid, and when you cleanse that fluid, this liquids that runs your body, the system that comes in and out, that goes into all your organs, you just feel better, because those organs are the communication channels to our world, and then we can feel one with everything and we can communicate with each other in a proactive way, not reactive way, and be better human and understand each other and feel each other. And then we solve so many problems already by just communicating, and then we also don't get sick because there is nothing left in the lymph fluid and it doesn't back up, and all the toxins are run out, because there's not much toxin when you eat a raw food diet or when you drink just nothing but vegetable juice or fruit juice. There's not much toxins in there. There's only amino acids, minerals, proteins, carbs, and if you drink enough vegetables, there's enough fat there even. Do your math. Calculate everything. See what comes out of you. I don't like calculating. It takes too much effort for me, for myself. I know just if I drink enough juice, I'm fine. I feel the best. I know that there is enough fat in there because I don't need so much fat. I've been on a low-fat diet for a long time, and sometimes I love eating more fats, and sometimes I love drinking nut juices. In summertime, most of the time. And I know I learned for myself how to play with those carbs, proteins, fats. These are the main one we talk about, where we don't talk about the one thing that is most important is this is the cooking of our food. It's the one that we destroy when we cook our food. It's the sunlight energy that feeds our cells and feed our brain and feed the communication network that runs our body, because we are just a bunch of liquid that's holding our cells. So the cooked food, raw food perspective is very important. We need to learn that. We need to experiment. We need to take a solid food vacation. The world is too toxic to take a water fast for some people. But if you know yourself enough and you've done this before, go for it. It's a spiritual act. It's going to cleanse your mind. It's going to show you who you are and what you really think of a lot of the time, and cleanse your emotions in a higher level. I haven't experimented so much with the juice, with the water fasting. I did a week, and hopefully in the future I will do more. But I love the solid food vacation because it just gives me energy to live life. I don't want to be stuck in bed all day. I don't want to feel those symptoms of cleansing. When I do a juice feast, you feel it like a little bit, but then you drink another juice and you go on your bicycle for another 2 hours and you forgot about everything. It's a way different experience that you want to feel and experience yourself to become a better human and become a better human for this collective, because we are all one with everything, and you're gonna help us on our journey to become better humanity, so we don't depend on those systems that we don't want to use in the beginning with. We don't want to fight with each other. We don't need to. Look at our world. There's so much space for everyone. We just create stories in our mind and fight with people. You learn that as a kid sometimes when you see two people fighting. They just create one story, another story. Let's fight and talk about it and argue about it. If you can observe that and see that, it's obvious. So take a solid food vacation for yourself, for everyone. Join the journey. Do something that you never done before, and then you will get something you never got before. You will get a gift of life, energy, of a new sense that you never felt before. It's cooking of our food that get us where we are, and then get us thinking and believing in these bullshit ideas that cooking is good, and blessing our bread and blessing our wine and blessing this and bullshit stuff. It just keep us sick, controlling us. It's time to get reconnected. It doesn't matter if you're a Jew or a Christian or Muslim. What's the difference? This is the difference in the belief that they have. It's the same human, different belief. The same body, different belief. You can see the same, I don't know, Indian person living in the States and the same looking Indian person living in India, and they both have different beliefs of life. The same looking person. It's just crazy to know how different only in here we are. But in the physical body, we are all the same. So whoever say that we are different and we can cook our food, you're in denial, my friend. You want to protect your bad things you do so you can keep us sick. And you are a problem to our humanity. Because when you are keeping us sick, we all in this cave of ignorance. Because until most of us would feel healthy, we'll still be dependent on those systems. So whenever you keep doing this, you keep getting us sick and depending on a system we don't want to use in the first place. So please, for yourself, for everyone else. Try for yourself. Believe only your own experience. It's something that you need to learn and go through yourself. Nobody else gonna intellectualize and talk about it for you. It's just believe nothing I say until you do it. So get excited. Change your life. It's gonna change your life in so many levels that you wouldn't understand. So I know that you are on a journey of healing if you're still here listening. So please take the week, take 2 weeks, take a month, invest in the money in that so you don't get sick and need the money in the future to give a system you don't want to give it to. And there's so many things you can say about that, but I want to wrap this up and thank you for watching. Take a solid food vacation, help this humanity to change and become better, and subscribe down below and look at the other videos and understand yourself and know yourself playlist, and see you in the next video. Thank you everyone. Thank you.